Hi, everybody. What's up? Revival House, Aaron, Todd. We got a special guest here. We got William, aka Gamer Guy from Gamer Guy's Reviews. Hi.
It's you. Why aren't you out playing in the traffic?
I don't know. We brought on Will because, as Todd put it, he's a Return of the Living Dead historian. A
That's right.
historian sounds so official, like you have to have a degree
Hey,
for that.
what's
But
wrong what's wrong with that?
no, I watch all these special features all the time. Like I was watching the Hellraiser box set, and they have these like historians, these guys that went to like Harvard and it's like film historian. I'm like, what? Who the fuck are these guys? And I'm like, this is just me and Todd and whoever else that watches movies. Like, why are we not on these special features?
Yeah.
So I really think that's all it is. It's like you just have to know about it. And
Well, it's one of his favorite series, right? So, I
It
mean,
yeah,
is. It
yeah.
is. Despite its highs, it's many highs and many lows.
well, I'm looking forward to this commentary, but I have to be honest with you guys. I rewatched this movie last night, actually over the course of the last 2 nights, kind of interrupted during baby feeding, so I was a little in
Sure.
and out. I don't know how well it holds up. I gotta also be honest, I don't think I ever really had a huge, like, affinity for it. I've never had
Mhm.
a huge love for 1 or 2, to be honest with you, but without a doubt,
Mm.
1 is a much better movie.
Yeah.
It's a much better movie, but
Mhm.
I
if
don't
you're
know about that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
if you were to ask me, because like I said, there's just never been a big affinity for the series. Like I think the first one's a good movie. I don't think it's a fucking awesome movie. It's all right. It's just not. It's okay. You get to look at Leanne Quigley naked the whole damn time, which makes
Mm.
it infinitely better than this one. And this one's like Ghostbusters 2, like a kids
Yeah.
movie.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
one notch above Hocus Pocus to me, as far as like the audience.
Oh, it's way better than
Uh,
Hocus Pocus, man.
I no, I don't. I hate Hocus Pocus. I mean, as far as
yeah.
like you could let kids watch it.
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah, this is
sure.
a gateway zombie movie.
It is.
It's one notch above Hocus Pocus as far as, like, parental guidance, and yeah, that's part of the charm of it, but if you were to ask me, I think the 3rd one's my personal favorite just 'cause I just have the most history with it. I think
Mm.
the 1st one is objectively, I guess, a better movie, but I like the 3rd one. I would put it, yeah, 3, 1, and 2.
Mm,
Well,
3, I like parts of 3, and I don't like parts of 3. Let's put it that way.
I think the 1st one is the best movie, but
Yeah.
I prefer 3 just
Okay.
because of, the history behind it. But I've been watching the 1st, Return of the Living Dead. I probably saw it around the same time I saw the 3rd one because I it was one of those things I watched late night on Skinamax just like I watched
yeah.
the 3rd one. But I don't know what it is that made me it was probably because those cholos, man, were playing Street Fighter 2 in the arcade. I'm like, "Man, I love Street Fighter 2," and I just connected with it. But
Well, it
anyway,
was probably that and, Melinda Clark.
uh,
Absolutely, that
well,
helps.
I like the characters in 3. I think they're a little fewer and far between, it's more contained, but I
Mhm.
like the Riverman, the namesake. I like, bootleg John Connor, he's a terrible actor, but I like Emilia Clarke, and, I just, I don't so much like all the characters in the 2nd movie.
I
Uh,
do. I like a lot of the characters, but
but we'll get into it. Hey, Marco,
yeah.
what's going on, man? He thinks
You know,
part 2 is better. Oh, you haven't seen the rest?
Mm.
mm,
Oh, but you like it better so you've seen the first one, okay. So, we're gonna go and get started. Todd, do you wanna tell people about this particular copy we're watching? What's the
yeah.
rip?
This is the Lorimar, copy, which you don't wanna watch the other version because it's highly edited with the music, so, it is in our box, there's a link in there, if you wanna stream it, it should be in the description of the video, but it starts on a yellow screen, so it's like a sun.
Okay, cool. I don't know which version I watched just because I watched it on Paramount Plus. It was or no, Prime. It was on one of the streamers, so I don't know which one I got.
Tubi, if you watch it on Tubi, watch the shit version.
Yeah,
I w
you probably watched the Warner Bros. Version.
Yeah.
yeah, I watched it on one of the paid streamers, but, I decided not to open up my Shout Factory Blu-ray because in case I wanna sell it.
What?
'Cause well,
The fact that you haven't watched that in what, since 2017? I mean, come on.
I
It
don't
came out
think
a
I've
long
seen
time
this
ago.
movie since high school, so the
Oh,
backstory is I Riverman bummed me recorded off of, like, Joe Bob Briggs double
mm,
feature on a VHS tape. It was this and Motel Hell, and I
mm.
wore it out, like, w me and my brothers watched this copy, quite a few times. I had seen so I remembered it, I remember all the lines, I was still getting them, they were triggering, I was saying them before they were coming up and stuff, but, I hadn't seen it in a long time. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to watching it. Hopefully you guys have had time to get it, booted up, but we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, it's
More.
one of these confusing sequels too, or it's like Evil Dead 2. It's like, wait, is this a sequel? Is this a
Well,
remake? Why do we have
that's why it's so
Well,
good. I mean,
it's a sequel, a very loose sequel. The
Mhm.
only connecting tissue is the Colonel, who shows up and says, "Jesus Christ, not again."
Yeah. And but what do you make of our 2 returning cast members?
well,
They're fun. The problem is that they go through the same arc as the first, but there's no payoff.
Mhm.
They
But
just they just disappear.
that's the whole thing. They wanted to make this movie schlocky, dumb, made for kids, which that's why they dumbed it down and had pretty much. I mean, they have gore in it, but it's not like over the top gore. Because I mean, they wanted to market it for kids, and I think originally they wanted it to be a PG-13. I don't know if it. I don't think it got a PG-13.
I feel
No.
like it totally earns a PG-13 rating, at least
It
by today.
almost does.
Uh, the comedy part in 1 is good, but for me, I always loved The Train of Logic. The film follows even more. Hope, what's up? How you doing? I literally just watched this movie for the first time yesterday. Well, that's interesting. Well, then I
Nice.
want to know what your opinion is as somebody that's a newcomer to it. Have you seen the first one? Um, so you're talking about the Colonel providing the connective tissue, but
Yeah.
do you find it? w- We got the 2 cast members that return, but we're just supposed to pretend like they never existed.
Mhm.
So, but yet the Colonel is providing connective tissue.
Yeah.
So they just are we just supposed to accept that they play 2 different sets of characters and we just brought the cast members back and they both exist in the same universe?
More or
Well,
less,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it's Evil Dead 2. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got Joey and Ed, and then in the first, I mean, they play stupid characters in this, goofy, funny ones, grave robbers, and in the first ones, you know, they they're the
Medical
research
supply workers.
facility. Yeah.
Well, Evil Dead 2 is not quite the same because they're like, hey, let's remake and rehash the first movie, a bridge style at the beginning, and let's just eliminate all those fucking extra weight that Ash came to the cabin with. You know, there's no sister, there's no whatever. It's the way I always understood it anyway. And then at a point, it becomes its own thing.
Yeah.
So this part here is the military truck carrying the 245 Triox and basically falls off the truck. And I think in the original script, like a deer was supposed to run by and they were supposed to crash into that, and that's how the barrel fell off into the
No, it
river.
was, because I own a copy of the original script.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically it plays out as it does in the movie open. The guy's driving the truck, he's, you know, the Walkman's distracting him. They hit a bump in the road, the barrels fly out, and they just keep on driving.
Hmm.
Oh, so that was the original then. Okay, because I read it was they wanted to do something different, but they just decided for
Yeah.
budgetary reasons to.
The close-ups of, like, with the truck driver and such, those were done later as part of various reshoots that they did, because when they first showed it to test audiences, they were like, "Well, why didn't the guy notice the barrel falling out?" So they went and shot the inserts of him driving, smoking the joint. I'm actually
Hmm.
Facebook friends with that actor,
Oh,
short.
really?
Yeah.
Nice.
How
He
did
was
you guys like that effect? How often do you see the frame slow down while it's zooming in? That was weird on the canister. Hey, Will, where was this filmed? Because these look like Arizona houses, but it's probably California.
so this was shot all around Southern California.
Yeah.
It was shot in Santa Clarita. The downtown stuff was shot in Sierra Madre. I know the church that they later run into, that's the same church from The Fog.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Wow.
that's awesome.
The historian strikes. There you
Yeah.
go. We knew we got you here. Gory, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Hey, Gory.
What's your history? Everybody in the chat, let us know what your history with this film is. We'll talk about ours. Hope, I've not seen the first one. Wow. I just randomly searching for a scary movie and thought it looked interesting. I was not expecting to have
Awesome.
so much comedy and enjoy. So yeah, you don't have to watch the first one. You know what? I had to have watched the first one first because Todd, I know I didn't watch this one until around
Yeah, you saw the
freshman year of
first
high
one
school.
first. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But God, okay, really quick. Doesn't this kid like with the schnoz on the left? It can't be because the years I don't think add up, but he looks like the kid from Ken Park that murders his grandparents and jacks off on his stomach and puts his grandparents' dentures in his
I
mouth.
I don't think that's the same person.
And he's also in It Chapter 2, where he plays adult Eddie Spaghetti with
No,
the
it's
inhaler kit. Yeah, yeah, he does. But he looks just like him. The years can't, they probably don't add up.
no.
I know
Um,
I've seen him in something. He looks like a young Joey Buttafuoco, if you guys remember it, for everybody in the back. You guys remember Joey Buttafuoco? You guys remember
yeah.
him?
So I will say one difference between the movie and the script. What?
Sorry to interrupt you. It's Scott Stapp. That's who he looks like.
Oh, okay.
Look at his face when you have a close up again. Sorry, I had to catch it while he's still on the camera. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so in the original script, there was a little more interaction between Jesse and the bullies. It originally began with Jesse running around the neighborhood pretending he's a superhero. The
Mm,
bullies notice him, they follow him into one of the houses, and then they start bullying him, beating him up until he barters one of their comics, which then leads into the movie where he's staring out the window, thinking about if he should do it or not, and then he grabs the comic.
hmm.
Hmm.
So
I'm not sure how much of the deleted stuff was shot. I know they shot some of it, but some of the stuff that happens later, like at the hospital, I'm not quite sure.
they said they shot a bunch of stuff that they couldn't find, or because Scream Factory, I don't think put out any of that stuff. They just put out the I want to say the audio, the extended audio,
No,
the
no,
stuff
no.
that was
It was
found, right?
they restored the original audio and kept the crappy soundtrack as an alternative,
Hmm.
but there's
Oh,
no
that's it.
like deleted footage or anything.
Yeah.
When we get to the hospital scene, I'll bring up a major difference as to how that scene plays out in the script versus the movie.
What up?
I really like the bully Billy though, man.
Oh
He's
yeah.
him and his I mean, he always creeped me out when I was a kid, and that's why I liked this movie so much when I was a kid, because I can relate to Jesse. I was big into comic books, big into horror.
Hmm.
Not really into the superhero scene, but
I didn't
he
know you
just
were into
seems like
that's what I was about to say. I didn't know you were into comics. What comics?
horror
Horror
comics.
comics.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
He
used
had
to
like
collect horror
Spider-Man
comics.
and stuff.
No, yeah, but
What
I remember going so after watching this, I remember going to the comic book store looking for Master Man, the comic book that he finds. It never existed. I asked the
Yeah.
guy, he looked at me like, "What the hell are you talking about,
that
What's
that's
Master
like
Master
Man?"
Man?
that's
Yeah.
like me looking for like Angels of Filthy Souls or whatever. The Home Alone
Yes.
movie. It's like, and I was shockingly old when I realized that was not a real
Mm.
movie. And I remember my younger brother, who's 6 years younger than me, looked at me like I was fucking on the spectrum because he's like, "Yeah, that's not a fucking real movie." Like, look at the sequel where they had
Yeah.
part 2. He's like, he gained all that weight. Like, the actor clearly put on a lot of weight. I'm like, "Oh, I felt so
I told the comic
stupid."
book guy, "I want Master Man, the one where he's holding the trioxin on his shoulder from Night Return of the Living Dead."
What the hell are you smoking, kid? Get out of here.
What's up, Satan? We got Satan in the chat. He
What's
says he
Satan?
called in sick from work. Well, that really sucks if you don't get paid for that sick day, but it's a bonus because you're joining us here.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
get to
man.
watch this bully. By the way, that's all you had to do to make a kid a bully is slit his hair back, dude. They always
Oh,
grease
yeah.
their hair back.
And
And you,
braces,
and you
yeah.
knew he was an asshole, like just because he's cool. It's just like the bully in it. It's like they're all trying to be greasers, dude. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
he
say
should have.
anything about this or your ass is grass.
That's
Yeah,
right.
his ass is grass. My dad used to say that shit all the time.
Oh,
Your ass
yeah.
is grass. Your
That
ass
was a
is
big
grass.
early '90s, late '80s thing, yeah.
Return of the Living Dead's the best one. I'd say most people agree.
Yeah.
Zakito, what's going on? My babysitter played this along with TMNT3 when I was small. Haven't seen this movie since. Well,
That's an
one of the
interesting double feature.
it
Mm,
really they're kind of both for kids. I don't
yeah.
probably didn't
Yeah,
phase you as
but TMNT3 sucks. This movie doesn't.
I'll say one thing I have to say good about this. First of all, it's got my fucking babe Stacy from Killer Clowns,
Oh,
and
she's
Tom
good.
Matthews. He chews up the scenery. I think he does a good job in this movie.
He
I
does.
when he's turning into the zombie, he goes full ham. You can tell he's having a great time. He's got his Marty McFly fucking puffer jacket on. It's amazing. It's best.
Your
Yeah,
brains are so rich and spicy.
yeah.
Spicy? Yeah.
That's the sign. That's what I always would say. I've never forget. Yeah.
Yeah,
Him and James Karen though are I mean, they're so funny together. That's why I love
they
this
are.
version. And the chemistry, and I think James didn't he, pretty much ad lib a lot of his lines? He
Yeah,
just
more or less, yeah. I mean, because the reason why James and Tom were brought back was because of the investors. The investors were like, "We'll fund your sequel if you bring back James
Right.
Cameron and Tom Matthews." And so, the director Ken Horn wrote them the part with the grave robbers.
mhm.
Was it just so purely they could connect them somehow, like have a trailer, something familiar,
Well,
Yeah,
whether or not it made sense?
I actually talked to Linnea Quigley about this, sequel, and I asked her, like she was having a Q&A after a screening of the first one, and She was like, "Well, I was originally supposed to be in the part 2 in the
Mm.
beginning when before
Yeah.
we actually filmed the first one, and then they never got back to me about being in the second. They just wanted those 2
It
characters."
must have
So
been a revision that just never came to light because why would they just have one of those punks come back?
Sh
It doesn't make
she
sense.
said,
so
yeah,
I
I
can
don't know.
elaborate a little on that. So in an interview with the director in Fangoria, I forget which issue, but he mentioned at one
We'll get
point.
to it eventually. We'll find out.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
but, so he talked with Dan O'Bannon just, just to get his blessing, and O'Bannon gave him the thumbs up, but more importantly, he suggested some ideas, one of which he should bring back the entire cast from the first instead of just a couple of actors.
Hmm.
That's what yeah, okay, so that's what she was probably referring to.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
think it would have been interesting to see a part 2 with all the same actors, but in different roles, but obviously, Ken Weirhorn didn't have much of a desire to figure out how to fit the rest of the cast into the movie.
Well, especially if
Mm.
he's trying to make a kids movie. I mean, you can't really throw Linnea in there because she's just gonna strip down probably, but
Yeah.
Ah, too bad. What could have been, and well, if you had Linnea Quigley naked in this movie, you couldn't cast a kid as your lead. Which, by the way, I mean that's obviously what really makes it a kids movie, and that's probably what was attractive. Because when you were a kid, we all loved movies that starred a kid
Yeah.
because it puts you right in the action. That's why we love Home Alone. It's like, oh, I want to take on the bad guys. It's so empowering. And as an adult, like as somebody that's not seen this in a long time, like I don't know if I like the
if you
kid.
didn't grow up with it, like this is my Monster Squad. When
Yeah.
people say Monster Squad is the best, no, I
I
this
don't
is
I
I
yeah, dude, I
I'm
ran
go
it.
Riverman, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm not a big fan of Monster Squad.
Me neither.
I know everybody loves that movie, but
I
to
didn't
me,
grow up with it like this one.
same. Well, the problem with Monster Squad for me is that it tries too hard to be Spielberg-like.
Mm,
It's really aping on the Spielbergian stuff, but with, like, the Universal monsters, and it doesn't quite work. Whereas I'm perfectly fine with what Return of the Living Dead 2 does.
can we bring back 80s spandex workouts,
All
dude?
this
Now
creepy stares at his sister's ass, dude, when she's doing
Yeah,
spandex. I always had a huge crush on, his sister, Jesse's sister.
yeah. I met both of them a few years ago.
Oh, really? How was she? Was she pretty nice?
Yeah, she was really nice, and, I
How
talked
did she
with.
age? That's what we really wanna know.
She's aged
Matt,
well,
okay.
at least when I saw her. And, I met the kid actor as well, and it was weird seeing him all grown up, because and I brought that up with them. It's like, how does it feel knowing you did this movie all those years ago, and then years later you find out that there are these grown ass men who have a who like the movie and still do. And,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
pretty humbled by it.
guys, I need some affirmation here. Is this Scott Stapp or not? That's a kid Scott Stapp. Look at him.
It
Not
does
him.
look like Scott Stapp.
Imagine with long hair, shoulder length hair, dude.
Yeah.
It looks just like him, dude. What's up, Alfa Romero? What's up? He says, I hated this one the first time you watched it, but it's grown on me over the years.
Oh, hey,
Awesome.
that's a great entryway, Alpha, because I was the same way when I first saw it. Because I saw the first Return of the Living Dead when I was 12, and it scared the hell out of me because I just wasn't prepared for it. I think it's just another zombie movie, but then it has unkillable zombies, and more importantly, it's like everything they do to try to solve the situation just makes it worse. So as a result, I didn't see any of the sequels until years later, starting with two. I think I was 19 or 20 when I finally saw two.
Mm.
And when I first watched it, I felt like everybody else. It was just like, it's all right. But I think the truth is like deep down, I actually liked it. I was just afraid to admit it. But after
Okay.
seeing the movie over and over, I mean, God, I watched the first two Return of the Living Dead so much throughout college. It's like I basically was a junkie, man. But yeah, through various rewatches, part two has grown on me. I mean, does it match the first? No, but it's a fun little zombie comedy in its own
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Will, you're talking in her YouTube recording voice.
Well,
I
you ask me as a kid, I mean, I still wanna say this is my favorite as much as I love the first one, but
I
that's
think
probably it's nostalgia talking, I'm
I
sure
get where
that
you're
Yeah.
both coming from. I get where Will's coming from. Todd, I get where you're coming from. It's 100% nostalgia. I never even got to chime in about Monster Squad. I too do not like Monster Squad, but I actually did watch it back in the day, but not we rented it, and even in the 4th grade we rented it from this is during the time when I was soaking up everything from that mom and pop shop I always talk about. And
Yeah,
it even in 1995 or whatever, I'm like, I didn't care, and I never had any desire to ever watch it again. So,
yeah,
and I tried watching it as an adult, like, I'm like, "Well, I need to go back to it because 'cause I've been going to these cons and people fucking love this movie, and maybe I missed something." And, I'm like, "Yeah, but
yeah.
anyway.
So one difference was that I think that was the graves or that graveyard scene where they have the court or the string instruments or whatever that are going crazy.
Mm,
That wasn't in the Warner one, so
No.
that was part of the thing that was cut from Warner.
Yeah,
But
so I guess that's a good leeway into like the Warner Brothers version. So, obviously years ago they put Return of the Living Dead 2 on DVD, and it famously has an alternate soundtrack. The best way
mm,
to I can describe it is that it sounds like somebody shitting on Casio. That's literally what it sounds like. Uh
yeah,
I mean, even the director on the commentary track, he's just like, there's something wrong with this music. It doesn't sound right. Uh, and so I can provide a little explanation as to why that's the case. So when they were putting the movie together, the producer Tom Fox, he hired a composer to do the score. The problem was the composer he hired didn't have much experience making music. So the composer makes the music, Cam Weirhorn puts it in and realizes, holy shit, this music sucks. And so what happens is he writes to the president of Warmar saying, "Hey, the music that we have for this that that we currently have sucks and it's going to tank the movie." And luckily, the president of Warmar agreed, and they brought on J. Pierre Robinson to do the new version that we're currently hearing. Um, but I think what happened was years later when they brought it to DVD, Warner Brothers used the version with the reject score
oh, okay.
and rather than go back and fix it, they just left it as is, and that's the version that appears on DVD and streaming. At
mm.
least until Scream Factory finally fixed it with their Blu-ray.
Yeah, because I have the old VHS copy, and it had the original score on that one. And I think that was a Warner label though, but with a Lorimar on the back as well. So,
Right? Yeah.
um,
The question that I think we really need answered, though, to piggyback,
hmm
did Brian Peck touch this kid?
I don't think so.
Okay. Just wanna make sure.
uh,
Trying to get in where I can, but
yeah.
that's all I'm thinking about is Brian Peck.
It's weird how he's the only one out of all the actors. He's the only one to appear in all three, and it's weird, but at the same time, it's just like I just ignore the fact that he's in the movies despite what we know about him.
I can't think who does he play? What zombies does he play in 3?
He
Does
plays
he
a
play
no, he so in 3 he plays one of the scientists at the beginning of the movie when they're testing the
Oh,
corpse.
gosh, you know what? So, it's been a few years since I've watched part 3, but I really only found out who Brian Peck is, like everybody under the sun, in the
Yeah.
last couple of years of the documentary. So,
Mhm.
if I went back and watched it, like, "Oh shit, that's that guy. You're that guy." Um,
Yeah, he narrated the documentary they did, the More Brains documentary, and
ew.
there's a bit in there where he winks at the camera and goes, "Welcome to Hollywood." And I'm just like,
oh,
"Man,
that's creepy, dude.
that is aged like milk."
Yeah.
Oh, prepare your anuses, kids. Welcome to Hollywood.
Man.
Disgusting. Uh,
Kind of putting a bow on the score, and we can go to the soundtrack real quick as well, which the original motion picture soundtrack had a couple Anthrax songs on there.
yeah, it's
Ever
got
And
ADI, the horror of it all, yeah.
and it
That
has
that's
Robert Palmer, it has
Oh, yeah,
Leatherwolf.
I fucking
but
love the
hey,
soundtrack.
Todd, you noob. That's not a couple, that's one Anthrax song. It's stylized like that. It's 2 titles.
No, I'm the Man was on
Oh,
there,
I'm the
and
Man's
then
on this?
yeah, I'm the
Yeah, but it's
Man,
not in the
and
movie.
API, the horror of it all is
Because I
also
thought you were talking about ADI and the horror of it all is 2 songs.
no,
I didn't even know okay. But
Yeah.
they okay. Hmm.
I it sounds like to me it seems like On Demand was in the movie at one point, but then they took it out.
mm,
Mm.
It was probably part of a deleted scene or something.
God, look at that guy's hair, dude. So much bounce, dude. You think he's pert, dude?
it's
Whatever,
Zach
80s
Morris,
shampoo.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like a blonde Tom Cruise, dude. He's the opposite.
Are we talking
What
about the Matthews?
Todd? Yeah, like, whatever his name is. But do you guys really like this kid though today, Todd? Do you like this kid?
Oh,
He's
absolutely, I think
yeah.
he's great. He
Yeah,
reminds me of myself back, when I was a kid, man.
Mm.
he's not one of those kid characters. When I think of annoying kid characters, I think of like the kid from RoboCop 3 or little Anakin from the Phantom Menace. Those
Everybody picks on the Babadook kid now. He's like the meme. The Babadook kid. Like,
Or
it's like,
Bob
this
from
is
House of the Cemetery. I mean, there's
oh,
there's a lot of
Bob
those.
from House from the Cemetery is terrible, but it's
Yeah.
not really so much Bob as the overdubbing.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
but that Babadook kid he deserves all the memes he gets. He's just like he's annoying. You guys seen it? You guys remember this kid? He's like constantly
Yeah.
screeching
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
like he's not all there in the head, but this kid will not shut the fuck up, and he's got that annoying. I don't remember where that movie was filmed. If it's like a Kiwi movie, or where was the Babadook filmed? They got accents, right?
I don't remember.
I
Let
don't
me
know,
double
man.
check.
Ban kids from films. No, I'm just kidding. Hope confession. I've never seen Monster Squad. Everybody
Mm.
recommends it to me because I love the Universal monsters, but it never looked interesting to me. I love some cheese, but it seems a bit too much. Well, let me tell you, this is way cheesier. If you like this movie, you're ready for Monster Squad, because this dials it up a couple notches past that. Because
Wait,
like Will said, it's more just trying to go for like a Steven Spielberg thing. It's not cheesy, quote unquote. It doesn't go. It's not like a self-aware ham like this movie.
Yeah.
which it's like I don't hate it by any means, but it wasn't this was always my Monster Squad because I was always a zombie kid. Like that was my thing growing up. So
Must really love zombies.
I must really love zombies.
We'll see. Interesting. I still have my DVD. I'm not sure if I noticed talking about the music, and
Yeah.
Satan really likes part 3. I love part 3. I know we've done a
Yeah,
commentary for that. I feel like we got to revisit it and do it again, because
yeah.
we haven't done one in video form, but
You
it's
got you gotta get Melinda Clark on.
Uh, we
She
talked to her. She was
maybe
being pretty nice.
that's probably what we're resorting to, because it's
I know she does a podcast, believe it or not.
Her and her daughter. Yeah,
oh, do they?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
She was
it's like
telling
Wow.
us about it.
I think
Well,
it's
then
like an
we
OC podcast or something.
that oh, because she was on the OC, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is a great idea. Maybe we should reach out to her and get her. I think that'd be fantastic. I want someone that'll sit in for a commentary with us. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love 3. I'd like to do it again. It's been a few years. I might watch it. It's a great Halloween movie. So maybe the time
I
is
saw
nigh.
I saw a recent photo of Melinda. I'm just like, damn, she has aged gracefully.
She's aged great. And you
Oh
know what?
yeah.
Speaking of Melinda, I got the Spawn Arrow 4K in the mail yesterday. And one of the, she's in that. I want to watch it. Just too many movies, but once I get this set up back together, my room is a mess. I'm gonna check that out. It's probably sucks still. Every time I watch Spawn, I'm like, oh, please be good this time. Please be good this time. And
That's CG.
it's never great. Well, Spawn is the biggest crime because the practical effects are so good.
Yeah.
The makeup, it's like, oh my god! But we were at this weird place where CGI was just sort of budgeting. It was new, and we were peaking with the physical, and it's so jarring. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Real
But
quick, what'd you guys think of Tarman 2? They just
I
showed
like
it.
Tarman too. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
Yeah.
ask that too.
Yeah,
I think
he looks fine. I like it better
mhm.
in the close up when you got the mechanized face, but when it goes to the wide shot with the regular costume, it looks like it looks like a solid Tarman cosplay, but like an okay Tarman outfit.
I think it looks fine. Was Tarman, by the time that this went into production, was he already kind of a quote unquote horror icon, or
Yeah, he
they
was.
they had already okay?
Although, interesting note, in the script, Tarman had a death scene.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. What'd
Yeah,
they do?
so after Jesse pushes him into the water, we were supposed to watch him dissolve and fall apart.
Oh, that would've been cool.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, they either due to lack of time or money, they didn't shoot it.
I'm gonna try and pronounce your name right. Dis Chief Eurotech and Gaming. Brains, more brains. Welcome to the chat, brother
Yep.
or
Thanks,
sister.
man.
Are you from Europe? I would imagine, but it's a fellow gaming channel. Maybe you know
Yeah.
Will.
I will say one place where you really notice the difference in the music is the zombie resurrection scene.
Yep.
Because
Mhm.
again, in the Lorimar version, you get the kick-ass updated version of the Trioxin theme.
Mhm.
And the Warner Bros. Version, you get shitty Casio sounds.
It's terrible.
Do do
Yeah.
do 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 do.
And I always love how hokey and dumb this is. Like, she puts on her glasses. Oh,
Oh
yeah, the
yeah.
zombie.
Oh,
And he's coughing up dust like zombies, and I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I honestly prefer the zombie resurrection scene in this over the first Because in the first movie, you just get the one wide shot of all the corpses rising up, and that's it.
It's hard to see him really.
Yeah, and this one, they linger on all the zombies coming out of the ground, and obviously there's little goofy bits, but it gives the whole scene personality.
It's very
Yeah.
thriller. It's very
Yeah,
like
that's
Michael
why I
J.
love it, dude. I love thriller.
I
So
I I Mandela affected something. Maybe it's another movie. Maybe you guys can help me out because
Okay.
I hadn't seen this in forever, but I could have swore that it was this movie, or maybe it's another one. What movie where they have zombies in it and it's kind of like that, where somebody throws in a Michael Jackson homage, where you see like a
it's
Michael
this
Jackson
one.
song?
It's
Yeah,
It,
it's
this
it
one.
this one.
did I
Yeah.
miss? I was feeding the kid, and
Yeah,
It's at the very
it
end.
happens it happens
Yeah.
at the end when they're getting
God,
electrocuted.
I
Yeah.
was feeding the kid, and I'm like, I at the end of it, I'm like, I swear to God, I remember a Michael Jackson zombie.
Mhm.
Like, where was it? So there was moments where I was like, not looking at the TV. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm not
yeah.
fucking nuts. Yeah, it does look like a thriller bit. Hey, really quick, do you guys think you think Tom Matthews lost a lot of work to Jeff Daniels? I feel like he looks like a young Jeff Daniels in this.
I don't know,
Yeah.
I think Tom Matthews lost a lot of work to Woody Harrelson.
I think he lost a lot of work to everybody.
Yeah.
Um, to pretty
Well,
much anybody else.
I know Tom, he's not the biggest fan of 2. He had a really rough time doing this one compared to 1.
Extra gloves. That's what he looks like, dude. I see you had a pair of extra gloves. He looks like him, dude.
It does, dude.
Yeah.
But why doesn't he like two?
It was a variety of reasons. For one, the script, because it emphasized the comedy more.
Hmm.
I
But
guess
he does so good at it. He eats it up.
I
He's like
think well,
really,
I think he just rolled with it.
yeah.
I guess apparently him and the director didn't get along well, because I remember in the Return of the Living Dead book, the director recalls a story where when they were going to shoot the scene where they pull up to the cemetery, Tom Matthews refused to do it because he believed his character wouldn't let his girlfriend drive the van. And so they were
Hmm.
literally standing around for like 10 minutes before Ken finally got him to shoot the bit.
I like that
I love
stupid
this.
effect.
She
The
punches his
ooze.
face
Yeah,
in. Yeah.
it's really cool. She's got my one of my favorite lines in the whole movie. Take me, baby. It's just
Take
eating the bread. Take me,
That's
baby.
that's an no, that's not in the Lorimar version.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did I watch the Warner Brothers then?
Yeah, because in the Warner Bros. Version, it's ADR'd on there, just,
Mhm.
"Take me, baby."
It really is. It was totally ADR. Her mouth wasn't even moving at
Yeah.
all. Okay, so I didn't even realize I watched the Warner version, but I actually fucking loved it. It was awkward, dude. She's like, "Take me, baby."
Well, the Warner version also had the voiceover in the beginning,
Oh, yeah,
which is terrible. I hate that.
in the fall of 1967,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
yeah,
chemical
Ugh,
company created
yeah.
trioxin.
That was
so
Why?
there.
stupid.
But why does that make you cringe when the whole movie's kind of stupid, Todd? Well, it doesn't matter
It's
which
just out
version
of
it is.
place. It's out of place
It
for me,
is.
man.
There
I
Yeah, I mean,
we don't need that. It's
yeah.
not the same movie, as the first one. So
The Warner Bros. Version, I
That
know.
zombie looks like Beetlejuice, dude, of
it
Howard
does.
Stern fame,
Yeah.
dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, I noticed the Warner version, just in general, it has a lot of missing sound effects or, again, tacked on ADR.
Mhm.
Like, it
Hmm.
very much feels like a rough cut.
Hmm.
Um,
Extra gloves, Lord.
So it's funny we're talking about the Monster Squad because the same makeup effects guy, William Munns, also did the Monster Squad
Mm.
effects. And he also did other movies like The Howling 2, Hills of Ice 2, Beast Within.
yeah, so,
Um,
I mean, funny story about William Munn. So, for the first Return of the Living Dead, he was fired halfway through the shoot just because his effects sucked.
Anything I can do for you? Good night.
But yeah, so famously, he was fired halfway through the first because the
mm,
effects sucked.
mhm.
There's a behind the scenes shot you can find online of his take on the headless yellow corpse. You know, the one they
Hmm.
saw the head off.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
The original version looked like a guy just they just like doubled up styrofoam on him and then cut a few holes. Like it looks really bad.
Hmm.
And so it was that and a bunch of other stuff, but he was let go halfway through filming and they brought on Kenny Myers to do the zombie makeup.
Hmm.
And of course, he came back to do the zombie makeup in 2. And in my opinion, like the zombie makeup is a huge upgrade from 1. Because if you ever noticed in 1, the background zombies are either just generic gray purple makeup or they have dirt thrown on them. Whereas the ones in 2, they have more character and more detail to them.
Yeah, yeah, they were pretty much crawling around in the mud in the first one. Yeah, they
Yeah.
do have more personality, these zombies.
Which, to be
Absolutely.
fair, that kind of makes it a little scarier in one, just because imagine a bunch of crazy, muddy people running at you. You'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, yeah.
What else was Brenda in besides Killer Clowns? I know I've seen her
Weird
in some other.
science.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
And she appeared a couple of times on Seinfeld playing different characters.
Hmm.
Ah, because you know how there's like some actors that look like other actors, and you could tell that they. Speaking of Tom Matthews and Jeff Daniels, but I think she always kind of had a similar look to me as who is the girl? What's her name? Gerd, the chick from fucking Lost Boys.
uh,
Star?
Yeah,
Jenny
yes,
or Jerry,
Jenny, whatever. Yeah, fucking the whatever the gout. Anyway, they don't look alike, but they have something about them that I always felt they look like they could have been siblings. And what about the girl who is in Goonies? Who's that young girl in the
the
Goonies?
redhead.
Yeah, is that her?
it does look like her kind of.
Who
Yeah.
is that's not the same chick, is it? No way.
No,
No.
no, it's not. It's
Goonies.
just, yeah, Jesse's sister does kind of look similar to Annie from the Goonies.
Carrie Green. Yeah, okay. She looks a lot like that chick, dude. That
Mhm.
Carrie from the Goonies. Yeah, maybe that's who I'm thinking of. And I don't know. I just feel like those people have a bad hand, I guess. But I like her a lot. I always thought she was really attractive, and the red hair does it for me in this. So, has anyone seen Zombie Ass Toilet of the Dead? I highly recommend it. Mm.
That's a Japanese film.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did
But
see
if you recommend it, Satan, I need to check it out.
Yeah. I did see, speaking of Japanese horror, I saw one cut of The Dead like a couple months ago. That was I knew nothing about that movie. I remember people saying, "Oh, you need to go in blind on it." But I
I
enjoyed it. It was fine.
I that one just it's always been there in front of me, especially like with Joe Bob. I know he even did it. It's always there streaming. It's always somewhere streaming. And I don't know why I just can't bring myself to like, okay, let's try it out.
Yeah.
I just one of those films because it's always there probably. It's
Mhm.
like, you know what? You're always there. So you're always gonna be there. And
You're
whatever, one of these
always
days.
gonna be there.
So the graveyard and storm drain sequences were built on a soundstage in Warner Hollywood Studios, in West Hollywood back in the day. So, yeah, I don't think we've touched that yet.
Um, I know the power plant at the end of the movie. The power plant they actually built adjacent to a working power plant because they were going to shoot at the working power plant till they found out everybody would need to wear safety helmets. So they were just like, we'll just build our own.
Mm. And then the suburb was the Warner Brothers Universal Neighborhood Street set as well. So, yeah, I mean,
I
you can tell it's pretty cookie cutter and perfect, but
I wonder if Zombies Ate My Neighbors was influenced by this movie
that's possible right there.
because that game features a brother and sister protagonist, and I remember the early stages. You can find some like barrels with toxic waste near the cemetery, which is an obvious reference to two. So it wouldn't surprise
Yeah,
me.
it's probably they only had so many different zombie movies to draw inspiration from. They probably did.
Yeah.
So the filming took place from September to November 1987, and then was later released January 1988, making it the first horror film of the year. So
How
January zombie movie. That's kind of weird.
how did it do box office wise? I mean,
It
obviously three
it
went straight to, you
well
know.
the budget was 6 million. It did about 9 million. So
Oh, so it
Mm,
wasn't good, very good.
mm.
But I wonder how it did at home video though. Sometimes that
it
can make up
it
for it.
it probably did well, given like everybody remembers it for the poster art with the face in
Poster
the
art's
clouds.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, fun fact, that was actually done by the same guy who did the Fright Night poster. I'm not
Mm,
joking.
mhm.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't learn that until recently. It's like, oh, that makes
Even down to like the face in the sky, it's a similar style and stuff
yeah.
like that. You know.
Yeah, it's like
Empire
I
Sky
guess it
did.
was, if you need a scary face in the clouds, you got that guy to do it.
And I
That's
didn't even
crazy.
know that because I remember that art that I got from Josh James Todd that I was getting him to do some art for the movie that never was or hasn't been.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gave him those as references, like, and I didn't know they're the same artist. I'm like, hey, like I like the Fright Night poster and I like the Return of the Living Dead 2 poster.
Hmm.
So it makes
Yeah.
sense, 'cause going for that whole thing. And um gosh, dude, go ahead.
And Will, do you have a poster, Return of the Living Dead 2 poster back there, right?
I have quite a few Return of the Living Dead 2 posters.
I still
So
need to get the OG one.
I got the theatrical one.
Yeah.
I got a German home video one that you can
Mm.
see behind me. And then I have a printer's proof that's below the theatrical poster. Um
Oh, nice.
yeah, and then looking right above me, I just got this one recently. This is the home video variant of the theatrical poster.
Oh,
Um
okay.
it has a different tagline from the one that's on the theatrical poster. That's what makes it different.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I mean, it's beautiful artwork, so yeah,
yeah.
can't go
I
wrong with
have
it.
quite a few bits of part 2 memorabilia because I don't know if you can see up above me, but I have a part 2 press kit.
Mhm.
And I also have an electronic press kit that comes on a U-matic, which is like an oversized VHS.
Mhm.
And then I also have a copy of the original script that I got signed by the kid and his sister.
It's an original, like it was used, like not like a reprint. It was
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
very cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I got that and the electronic press kit from a guy off Facebook years ago. I just asked around like, "Hey, does anybody have any Return of the Living Dead 2 stuff?" And some guy commented, "Oh yeah, I have a copy of the original script."
Was it the
Wow.
shooting script?
No,
The shoot
it was the one I provided y'all. It was a second draft,
Okay, okay,
which is why it has all the deleted stuff that I've been talking about.
okay.
But yeah, I didn't get it right away because, I was in college at the time, and when you're in college, you don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
But,
classic biting his finger, dude.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Ah! It's so stupid, dude.
get
Uh,
that damn screwdriver out of my head.
one of these things with how it did performed, sometimes it's not always even about if it bombed or not. So, like for example, yeah, it had to have done well enough in the home video market, but I know with Leprechaun is similar, where starting with the third one, they went straight to video. And
Yeah,
if I recall correctly, the trajectory between Leprechaun and Leprechaun 2 was good. And it's like, wait a second. So Leprechaun 1 begat a sequel theatrically. Leprechaun 2 was trending up. They saw that the numbers didn't just make sense because they were
Yeah.
killing on home video. It's like, it's not, even though we were making money, and it's like, it doesn't, let's just pump it all. Let's save this and pump it all in the home video. Our
yeah.
margin will be bigger. They probably did a similar thing to this too. And
Well,
I don't know how long that lasted, because obviously they didn't really continue on past 3 besides those, the sci-fi original movies, right?
well,
Yeah.
was the
4 or
third
5.
one, was that wide release for the third one,
I
theaters,
I
or
could
was
have
No,
that
no,
swore it was
no.
straight to
Third
video.
No, 3 got, like, a really limited theatrical release. I'm talking,
Okay.
okay,
like, just a handful of screens in, like, California.
So basically straight to video.
Yeah.
I mean,
gotcha.
yeah, that's the way I always figured. But like I said, I mean, that makes sense, because if it did 9 million off of 6 million, that's not a hit. But it had to have made enough in the home
Yeah,
video market where they're like, okay, let's forget about the theatrical release. Let's just do the home video.
yeah.
And but yeah, look it up. Leprechaun, that fascinated me. It's like, oh wow, Leprechaun 2, they must have done the math. And it's just like, the theatricals is not where it's at,
Yeah.
even though it was doing better.
So, fun fact about the severed head we just saw, it's actually voiced by the makeup guy, Kenny Myers.
Mm.
They should have gave it the voice of Paul Lind. Remember Paul Lind? Don't be afraid to use your nails, boys. That guy from the Hollywood Squares back in the day, the center square, and he was obviously gay. And he was,
I
I'm
remember
sure
that one.
everybody under 40 remembers Paul Lind.
whenever you guys watch anything that is spoofing like a gay voice, like back in the day, they would always just do a Paul Lind impression. That's what I'm doing, like on The Simpsons, where they were doing the old Batman series, but it was like, oh, they were talking about Radioactive Man, like, oh, that 60s Radioactive Man series, and they were spoofing the Batman, and it's like Fall Out Boy, it's the Scoutmaster, and he's like, don't be afraid to use your nails, boy. It would always do the Paul Lind voice, who was really, really
Yeah.
funny. Anyway, play to the younger crowd now. You guys know Paul Lind, come on.
If I saw him, maybe I would.
Todd
know.
watches
Yeah.
MASH, for fuck's sake. I would think you would know who Paul Lind is.
Come on, I mean, come on, Mash. Is
I
popular.
know, but yeah, look, that gay guy was so weird to me. You guys all know. Look, I love Alpha. I love Paul Lind.
Oh,
Paul Lind is
okay.
so fucking hilarious. Okay, look, hold on. Sorry to interrupt. Todd, Alpha, am I not crazy here? Todd, his favorite show of all time is MASH. He loves the comedy stylings of Alan Alda. So I, of course,
Yes.
is it not weird for me to think you would know who Paul Lind is? And I missed it with him, I guess. Yeah, everybody else knows except for Paul. It's not for Paul. Paul knows who he is. Everybody knows. Mutineer knows who he is.
Okay.
Wasn't he a huge anti-Semite? I mean, weren't they all?
Yeah, it was a different time.
I think Will's a big. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's like, no, it was a really weird time back then. I think a lot of people didn't like. You got to imagine like what the generation these guys come from. A lot of people probably didn't like Asian people coming off Pearl Harbor. You know, there's probably some
Yeah.
of those stigmas going off. Um, I don't know, man, but everybody knows. Look, of course, Mendoza loves Paul Lynde.
Okay.
See, everybody knows Paul Lynde.
Okay. Obviously, I'm the
I
out of touch guy here.
Yeah,
No,
I
Todd
don't
doesn't know who he is
either.
either.
I don't know either. I'll have to do my research.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
go look up Paul Lynde's Halloween specials back in the day. That's what Alpha says. He played Templeton. Yeah, he played Templeton the rat in Charlotte's Web.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
He's
I know
got
that
that
voice. Yeah,
voice. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
Wilbur, there's zombies running loose.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like a gay hillbilly. It's like a weird like twang to his voice. It's kind of a little
Mm.
southern, but it's a super funny guy. Yeah, very gay. Anyway, where are we at in the movie? Sorry, I
Well,
derailed
we
it.
haven't reached Doc Mandel yet. Which
Well, you're Doc Mandel. You're here. We've
That's
reached
right.
you.
Yes.
Interesting situation. Soldiers in the front, zombies in the back. Why don't we slip off to the side and get a cocktail or, you know?
So these even the interiors they were on a back lot, Todd.
No, no, they no. So I need to correct Todd. They shot this at a real like housing tract that was in development.
It looks like it because these
Yeah, but
houses.
it was used for a lot of Universal films or whatever.
Are you reading this off IMDb? Because I would take that with a grain of salt.
Will slamming you
Okay,
left
okay.
and right.
You're the expert, Will.
You're the
I'm just saying,
historian.
IMDb is not entirely trustworthy, you know.
Change your name to the fucking
I'm not
historian, bro.
saying, yeah, okay.
But yeah, so famously, so for Doc Mandel, Don Calfa, who played Ernie the Mortician in the first, he auditioned for the role, but for whatever reason, they didn't go with him.
Mm.
They instead went with Philip Bruns, who, if you know your Seinfeld, he played Jerry Seinfeld's dad in the first season of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alpha, that's the first thing I referenced. Is he was the center square back in the day. Todd was sorry, we're still talking about Paul Lynde over here. You guys have your little circle jerk talking about
Let's
this
move on.
movie.
I always like this worm face zombie.
Oh yeah. I guess I should mention, but yeah, in the script, quite a few of the deaths are more graphic than they appear on film. So like, you know, when the bully's dad he gets eaten, in the script it's much more gory and describes like, you know, his body spazzing out as like his brain's being bitten into.
I love this kill where he kills his mom. It's
yeah.
it's I know it's
Night of the Living Dead.
This is where it's a
Yeah.
little creepy. Yeah, it's just kind of
Yeah, he's just standing there, blank face, and then
Yep.
you know goes in for the bite.
hey, and he's got well, maybe his Night 90 equivalent. They both had braces. The Night 90 equivalent had braces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which somebody was saying, I don't know, on our video we were reviewing Night 90. Somebody said the first zombie with braces. I'm like, no, this predated
No.
Night 90.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was watching this and I'm like, God, there's so many fucking characters in this movie. Like there's so many little subplots of characters, and I mean, not to the point where it's confusing, but it does jump around a little bit. Like, okay, I forgot about these guys. Here we are.
And like, I guess speaking of more graphic deaths, so you know when later in the movie when James Cameron's character he becomes a zombie and attacks the one soldier.
Yeah.
Well, in the script, it's like when he gets the soldier gets attacked, it's fucking graphic. Like at one point, it describes the soldier trying to stuff his brains back into his skull before he kills over.
That's cool.
And
Oh
then,
yeah, I love those second draft, right? Well, you're gonna find all kinds of shit like that in really early drafts.
Yeah.
That's well before they whittled it down. Like, hey, look, we can't do that.
Oh yeah,
we can't pull that off. But they're really inventive. That's what's so much fun about those early drafts of stuff.
Also, another fun fact: did you know this movie shares the same DP as Trick or Treat, the Sammy Kerr one, and There Will Be Blood?
Goated.
Oh.
Yeah. So part two and Trick or Treat can proudly boast that they have an Oscar-winning DP shooting both movies.
Well, he definitely peaked with Trick or Treat. I mean, fuck all the shit he did after that, but you know,
Yeah.
should have won the Oscar for that.
I always liked Doc Mandel in this. I thought found him humorous. I mean, of course, he's talking to his friend Harvey or whatever.
Uh-huh.
He sees random people that he knows.
Yeah.
He's just a goofy
He
character.
he's basically us in the zombie apocalypse. He's not
Mhm.
cared
Yeah,
about the safety of others. He's just like, "Where's the booze?"
yeah, exactly.
Harvey,
So
it's not my fault. We ran out of typo.
Yeah, there's some good jokes in this.
so do you think as far as what the fuck is his name driving? Do you think they were going for a Zach Galligan? They're like, hey, we need a
It's
Zach Galligan guy.
it's Bobby Briggs from Twin Peaks.
Oh, you know what's funny? I never watched Twin Peaks.
What? You're
Never
missing
seen
out,
it.
man. Twin Peaks is great.
Yeah,
Well,
one of these days I'll watch it.
I watched a few episodes and I never got through it.
I think I finally tried watching one, and for some reason I'm like not into it now. But I know I've got to invest time into it and just
yeah,
get through it.
yeah. I
But
mean, my advice is, as everyone else has said, when you get to a certain point in season two, skip most of the episodes and go straight to the finale because it's basically, you know how in a video game when you beat the main quest and they ask you, "Do you want to go back and complete any other side quest?" It's basically
mhm,
that.
it's a lot of backtracking bullshit.
Yeah,
Well, anyway, yeah, I'll get into and I you know damn well I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'll have to watch everything. I'll have to watch it and give my stamp on it. And yeah, Twin Peaks has inspired so much other stuff that I love so much. It's just
yeah.
yeah,
So
I don't really know.
I'm just curious, have y'all seen any other movies that Ken Wiederhorn has done? Because
Ken
he also did
Wienerhorn.
Eyes of a Stranger, which I believe
Yes,
you've seen,
it's a good
River?
movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Eyes of a
I mean,
Stranger is one of like my favorite horror hidden gems.
Mhm.
yeah, it's a solid film. I did enjoy. I watched it not too long ago, a couple years ago for
Yeah.
the first time. So
He also did the Nazi zombie movie Shockwaves.
I always liked that movie too. I own that movie.
Yeah.
It's not great, but I enjoy it.
And also he did Meatballs Part 2
Mhm.
starring
Oh,
Paul Rubens and a Jewish ET knockoff.
yeah, that movie is batshit, dude. Meatballs too. I love the first Meatballs and that one.
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
it's great.
it's interesting, if you've seen any interviews with Ken Wiederhorn, he's always like, "I never considered myself a horror director. A
Mm,
door opened and I just stepped through it." You know, he likes horror movies. He just didn't like making them.
yeah.
And I guess to lead into how part two came to be, so he had written a unrelated zombie comedy script about a kid running afoul of some zombies. And when Tom Fox saw the script, he was basically like, "Oh, make a few tweaks, and this could be a part two."
Hmm.
Um, because Ken was trying to get out of horror, and he figured, well, if I do a horror comedy, or in this case, comedy horror,
It'll bridge
then
it. Mhm.
I don't have to do any more horror movies again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's funny because a guy like Edgar Wright didn't get tied down to horror, and he got big off of horror comedy because
Yeah,
it's like a horror rom com, and he just went straight to other stuff. Because yeah,
I believe he also did a few episodes of Freddy's Nightmares, if I remember right.
yeah. I mean, okay.
It, I mean, I'm just saying,
Rough.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We all know it's not a good show, and it's probably why it's never been released on DVD.
Uh, and we've only gotten through like 2 episodes before we commentaries of
Yeah,
those.
Yeah, well, we'll
I
go
know, I
back to
think
it.
James Karen, I think, steals the show in this. I mean, he's just so over the top. He's so whiny, which
yeah,
I love, dude. It's just
yeah. I love his bits early on when like the zombies are rising, and he thinks it's God punishing him,
yeah,
and
Mhm.
so he's just praying like crazy. He's like, "Oh Lord, have mercy on me, please."
yeah.
Yeah, but again,
Uh,
it's just like the problem is, it's like again, there's no real payoff to when James and Tom become zombies. They just become zombies and that's it. And
yeah.
unfortunately, that's how it was in the script as well. After they turn, they just disappear. I
No,
mean,
'cause Tom comes back and he's with Brenda or whatever, and,
Yeah, but
He
even
chases
after
her down when he dies in the car, right? And that's
yeah, but even after that, you never see him or James again.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
true.
it's just a case of, like, I don't think Ken could figure out what to do with them. He's
Mm,
like, "Okay, I'll have them go through the same motions, and then, I don't know, they disappear," you
yeah,
know? I mean, at the very least, just have them in the background at the end, where they're at the power plant.
sure,
That at
sure.
least gives some sort of closure.
Well, they'd rather have Michael Jackson knock off.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a funny story behind that one, which I'll share later.
Okay.
Um,
Why? You can't share it now, or is it
okay,
unrelated?
I'll share it now. So when they were shooting the scene, an extra walked onto the set wearing the Thriller jacket, and our buddy Brian Peck got an idea.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he
I
asked for
gotta
the
fuck this guy is what he said.
no,
Oh,
he
okay.
he he asked for the jacket, went over to the effects people and was like, guys, I got a great idea. And so they dressed him up to look like Michael Jackson. And then he comes out on set, and Ken Wiederhorn takes a look at him and just goes, "No, because him and the producers were worried that if they put him in the movie, they're going to get sued.
Yeah. Mhm.
So what ends up happening is at the 11th hour, they just say, "All right, Brian, get over here." And they literally just how it plays in the movie, he just runs out in the frame and does a few dances and keels over.
Hmm. And they never
Yeah.
got sued.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny bit though, you
Yeah.
know?
I think that's parody, though. I don't think that counts as likeness. I
Yeah,
mean, you know what I
yeah,
mean? It's
it's
not. Yeah.
but yeah, they were
But it's a
worried,
Thriller
but,
jacket. I mean,
you know.
who
He
knows?
doesn't fucking own a trademark on the Thriller
Maybe
jacket.
he did. You never know, man.
That's no different than people putting on a hockey mask and spoofing Jason and
Yeah.
everything, you know? But
Well, no. Somebody owns the rights to
they used to
Kid
dress up like
Jason. Some own the
but
rights to
but they're not
Hockey
calling
Mask
themselves
Jason.
Jason. When Homer Simpson comes in Bart's room with a chainsaw and a hockey mask to scare him on the that's not that it's like, they used to they used to spook Michael Jackson all the time on In Living Color. They have him in bits and they'd paint their face and the Michael
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
parody.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's
Yeah.
parody. It's not
Yeah.
there's nothing to sue about.
Mm,
He could try. A lot of people try and sue for stupid shit and they lose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
that's it. I thought that was gonna get dark or something because you're like, "Oh, I'll talk about it later." I'm like, "Oh," and
no, 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 I was just
Then you mentioned Brian Peck. I'm like, "Oh, this is why you wanna talk about it later." Go on. When
yeah,
do we get to the then
yeah,
nothing,
I
never
mean,
mind.
that's it, yeah, Brian plays a bunch of, like he plays a lot of the featured zombies in this movie
So
because
Brian Peck is the Thriller zombie is what you're saying.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna keep a lookout on now.
Al
Now I
yeah,
know Brian Peck exists. He's like the fucking boogeyman.
also, one of the zombie actors was Doug Benson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the
Yeah,
comedian, Getting High with
yeah.
Doug. Do you know which one he is? You can point him out. Do we
He
miss him?
he he plays a few zombies. The one zombie when like the ambulance sirens come on, he's the one zombie that comes in the frame and says brains like
Oh,
Marvin
yeah,
the
yeah.
Martian.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Is it
Yeah,
actually his voice or is it
yeah,
ADR? Is there
it's his voice.
okay. I was really disappointed because my favorite zombie is the come to the hospital. And
Oh, yeah.
he looks just like Ryan Stiles. I'm like, that is fucking Ryan. It has to be. And I Google it. I'm like, I don't see Ryan Stiles anywhere. But he looks just like Ryan Stiles with like a little bit of zombie makeup.
Yeah,
Harry Truman.
very true.
Oh, here's Truman. Yeah.
I love he's like,
Yeah,
where should we go? Come to the hospital.
yeah. I mean, that's a nice send up of send more paramedics from the
Yeah,
first
for the first
movie.
one.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, if a zombie did say come to the hospital, you would be like, wait a minute, should I trust him? And of course, you got to ask him who's the president.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you had to think for a second. Harry Truman.
I always thought that was weird. Of course, Bub was talking in the Day of the Dead, but having him saying send more paramedics and
Yeah,
when
but
that
that's what
yeah
made Return Zombies different was
yeah
that they were
yeah
smart and they could talk.
yeah
But not enough of them are talking. Well, I guess they say brains.
Yeah,
But
they
some
all
of them are
yeah.
kind of articulate. Like
yeah
you have
Yeah,
the headless one that's like the Southern Kiss My Grits. She's really talkative.
yeah.
She
Yeah.
is all right for now. Okay.
Um,
Anyway,
let me check my
uh, what's going on? What's going on in the chat? So, what is everybody's history of this movie? I still want to know. Todd, you watched it when you were a kid. How old were you exactly?
It's probably about 6.
Oh, so really
So
young. So
yeah,
this has to predate a lot of like some of your favorite zombie movies.
yes. Uh yeah, it does predate a lot of the. I don't know if it predates Dawn of the Dead or Day of the Dead, but
God,
a lot of the other ones.
you were watching those at like 5 and 6, huh? Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead.
6, yeah,
So
6.
I know it's not exactly apples to apples, because this is a very kid friendly type of movie, but you don't like this better than like let's say Fulci Zombie, do you?
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
Like do you consider them apples and oranges, or like do you throw it in the zombie lexicon?
Oh, I throw in the zombie lexicon,
So
absolutely.
where does it belong in the ranking of like the biggies?
For a zombie, like I said, a gateway zombie kids movie, I would put this at the top.
Hmm.
All, but I'm talking about all over zombies, just zombie
All
movies.
over zombies, I don't know,
Yeah.
top 10,
Hmm.
top 8.
Interesting.
Okay. That's kind
Yeah.
of low.
Um,
Kinda low. I mean, there's a lot of good zombie movies, though.
I I think if you like break down any subgenre of movies, there's only so many good movies. Like slashers. I know people love
yeah.
slashers, but there's really, if you say this is my 10th favorite slasher, I'm like, well, there's probably about 10 really good slashers if you really want to
I
boil it
If
down.
you ask me nowadays, do I like this better, than the first Return of the Living Dead? Probably not, but I
Okay.
just my history with this is, I mean,
Yeah.
I can't get over that.
Mendoza only knows this movie through this channel. Well, we're happy to
Oh,
do Lord's work.
yeah. So, lore history for everybody in the chat. Their original Return of the Living Dead 2 commentary was how I discovered Revival House.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, I was, I was in college at the time, and when you're working on those big ass papers, you need stuff to listen to.
Mhm.
And through just one reason or another, I saw y'all's commentary as a video suggestion. I clicked it, and here we are, 7, 8 years later.
God, those were the days when they used to suggest
Nice.
our videos, dude.
I know.
Those are the fucking days.
Now it's like pulling
Uh,
teeth to try to get people in.
I
And
couldn't remember if it was part 2 or 1 that you found us on. Did we do a part 1? I don't even remember, man.
y'all have never done part one yet.
Have we never
Surprising.
done part 1?
Really?
No,
Gosh, I was thinking we did 1 and not
I
2,
did
and
too, I
that's
know.
why Todd suggested it.
I still have my Return of the Living Dead 2 Blu-ray that y'all signed when I went
Yeah.
to
Yep.
Crypticon.
See, I just couldn't remember if it was 1 or 2, but, I remember that. We've never done the first one?
Yeah, surprisingly not.
Gosh, man.
Do you still have that Return of the Living Dead, VHS that I gave you?
You never gave me one.
Oh, I thought I gave you one at the con. Sorry.
No, I have the first one VHS, but I got it off of
Oh,
eBay. But
gotcha.
I didn't pay like a super high price for it. It was only like $30 or something, so I got it cheap.
Yeah, I don't remember where I
It's
get
the thought that counts because Todd thought he did
I
something nice
thought I
for
did
you.
something nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
I I own the return movies on various formats. Like the first one I have on VHS, DVD, and then the Screen Factory Blu-ray. And then two I have on VHS, Laserdisc, and on Blu-ray.
God, it's just such a mind blow that we haven't done the first one.
Yeah.
We have to
Yeah.
like look at all the time. Like, have we done this? We need to like put a spreadsheet, an Excel sheet together or something to
The
say because yeah, we should have done the first one then.
yeah.
If that's how it is. Yeah,
I
of course that would be a tough one to edit because Linnea Quigley pretty much there's nothing with Linnea Quigley you
yeah.
can't show.
Try to get Linnea on, man.
Yeah, we could.
No, she's busy doing her own Return of the Living Dead movie, I think.
Oh, yeah, that new one
Yeah,
that's coming out.
Trash's Revenge, more like Trash's Paycheck.
yeah,
Yeah.
starring Devon Sawa.
No,
Oh,
that's different. That's
That's a
different.
different one?
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
So there's two
confused.
okay, so there's two different ones. There's the official in quotation marks Return of the Living Dead with your boy the Sawa, and
Uh-huh.
then there's another one, an unrelated one called Trash's Revenge starring the
Okay.
original.
mm.
So what is the one with the teaser with the snow? Tarman, the
That's
snow.
the Christmas one. That's the official one.
That's it, but that looks like shit too,
Yeah.
They
right?
both look like shit. The difference is that one it just looks like a generic reboot. The other is digging up the graves of two dead actors to make them CGI deepfakes.
Yeah,
Mm.
I
Also,
wasn't even
also,
thinking about I wasn't even thinking about Trash's Revenge, actually. I forgot that she
Yeah,
was doing that.
I didn't
yeah,
either.
So I'm thinking
it's
about that teaser of the snow, yeah.
yeah. I don't have okay to talk about that quickly. I don't have faith in either of them. I feel like Trash's Revenge would be the worst one just because the originals are involved and they're like, this is the real Return of the Living Dead sequel, not the other one. Um, but but then they announce, oh, we're going to do deep fakes of James Cameron and Dog Alpha. I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys
Well,
doing?
what is Trash getting a revenge
I
for?
know.
And if she's getting revenge because she's a zombie, why are they just not gonna bother putting makeup on her old ass now? Like she's
I
fucking
I
like
have no
90 now.
idea. I mean, what I did learn is that the guy directing Trash's Revenge is a previously convicted con man.
Oh.
Yeah, he went to jail for tax fraud.
Oh.
Hmm.
Fuck the
And
government though.
Yeah.
Fuck the
well,
IRS.
well, he's a British person,
He
but
said
yeah,
that, not me, IRS.
Yeah. I mean,
but yeah, it just
I say let him go. No,
yeah,
fuck.
because like I co-host that Return to the Living Dead podcast with my buddy Tin Man, and I've learned some stuff about what's going on behind the scenes that just makes you go, "Why are you guys fighting? Fucking compromise and make something together instead of fighting." Like Beverly Randolph is really hell bent on getting the Return of the Living Dead rights, and I don't get why. She only starred in the first movie. She didn't help make it, but she's
Mhm.
all like, "No, I want the rights. The rights are mine." And she's trying to get a new court case together that's supposed to happen in the next couple of years so she could try to get the rights back. It's stupid. It,
For
it
the
really
rights
is.
of Return of Living Dead at this point, after how many years? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
40 years.
Uh,
it's stupid. And it's like, Beverly, you only starred in it. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
And Trash is so obviously Trash is revenge. They don't have any rights to anything, but obviously they can use Trash, I guess. So for
Yeah,
some reason.
the guy directing Trash Revenge claims he owns the rights, but he's bullshitting.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mendoza forgot that we met at Crypticon. Yeah, Will showed up at Crypticon. It was a good
Yeah.
weekend, and
Yeah, I
yeah,
slept I slept with Zach. You know,
Zach. I see. My memory is
Really?
shit, dude.
Yeah, mine
I don't
too.
remember that. I don't
I
remember any of that.
we Zach and I we did some things. I'm not going to say what, but I was young and I needed the money at the time. I'm just fucking
He's
with
not. No,
you.
he's not lying. He's not lying. I walked into that fucking hotel room and it smelled like shit on a dick. I mean, I know what that smells like.
I
I
Was
know.
but I thought I thought he was staying with us, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
so look, I don't remember this to be honest with you though. I've shit on the dick aside, which I saw. No, I don't remember this. It was I remember Zach. I don't remember you staying in the. Did you stay in the hotel room?
No, I stayed at a separate hotel.
So you didn't sleep with Zach. You were fucking with me.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, okay, you
Yeah,
sounded
'cause I
so
was
legit.
yeah.
I'm like, okay. I was
No.
like, I don't remember any of that. I just remember going to that convention and then instantly Zach turning into a shy fucking turtle, like, oh, where's the big man behind the mic?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
In person, he's like all withdrawn and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I remember when we got there, I don't know what, maybe it was, where is it at? Oh yeah, he took the bus. Maybe it's because he spent all that time on a bus. But as soon as we got there, he's like, I don't feel so good. I'm gonna go lay
Yeah.
down. And he went to go lay down. And he slept a lot of the time. But yeah, that was an interesting weekend. And I just remember Gamer Guy, we went out to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember didn't you
Then I
have
hit
like you
then
had the hot
I hit on a waitress, I think.
no, you pussed out on hitting on a waitress.
Ah,
Yeah,
of course.
you're really building yourself up here. But I remember, yeah, you had a thing for the waitress, and we were egging it on. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you
I
didn't
remember
actually
that.
make a move.
Yeah,
But what we did was, oh, hold on, now it's coming back to me. But I think I might have stepped up and said, "Hey, we're at this con. Why don't you come by the con, whatever?"
Yeah.
And I don't think she ever did, but
yeah,
because it was like on a Saturday night.
yeah.
Yeah, now it's all coming back to me. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Anyway, there's another before they were famous actor in this movie. Our boy Skinner, Mitch Pileggi. He plays one of the soldiers.
Mm.
Oh,
The sh-
okay.
yeah, the Shaka. Remember him from that movie?
Mendoza knows that smell very well. Sorry, the shit is go. Sorry.
So so they're feeding the brains to zombies. They're just grabbing brain. Oh, I love the zombie. Brain.
Yeah, that's Doug.
Is that's Doug? It does
Yeah,
look like Doug. Wow. Okay. Well, it doesn't, but you know what I mean. But I could tell how it would be Doug. You know, that was like when I saw that last night. I'm like, hey, Charlie Kirk. That's who it looked like. It
Yeah.
looked like Charlie Kirk.
Uh,
Um
uh,
yeah, so what do you think of, like, kind of go tell us about like the ending of this film because that's the one thing I don't like about this.
Well, it's like this because the first movie it ended on a bleak note. Not
Yeah.
only did Louisville get nuked, but in turn the whole world got screwed over because the ashes, all the fallout ashes, are going back up into the clouds, and it's going to start all over again. This one's the more conventional, safe, happy ending, and it works. But at the same time, it's like again, this movie doesn't have the edge that the first one had, and I don't know. I think it needed like at least I think instead of having the town entirely evacuated, they should have had some people still in the town, and that way you have some sort of danger that these people are getting killed, they have to do something about it. But there isn't. The town
Well,
is just clean.
didn't the director want to have did I read that right where he wanted the bleak ending but they told him no.
No, no, no. Even in the script, it's they electrocute all the zombies. The military shows up. They're it differs slightly because the military they're about to incinerate the kid and the doctor, but then like the truck roof comes collapses down, and we see that the cable guy and Jesse's sister they're okay, and they're just like, all right, they're human, and that's the end. Um,
Hmm.
Spicy? We're missing it.
Your
Yeah.
brain
Yeah.
smells so rich and spicy.
Spicy? Yeah.
man,
I love that.
Uncle Bill's impression of Tom Matthews, Uncle Bill from Dead Pit Radio.
Mhm.
Have you ever heard him do his Tom Matthews impression? He makes him sound like Matt Damon from Team America.
I gotta admit, I can't really watch Dead Pit. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever sat and watched it longer than 2 seconds. So
I,
they're
I
not
just
really
I
my
just
thing.
stumbled upon a clip and I was like, oh my god, he's making him sound like Matt Damon from Team America.
Take me, baby.
Isn't
Not
it
there.
isn't it weird that she's like I don't know she's like orgasming when she's getting
Well,
her
I
head
I, I
shaved.
realize I only realized the joke.
Oh.
I only realized the joke now, but he's eating her out.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so. She was quick to turn though. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
it took was, I'm the one that loves you. All right,
Yeah.
good.
Okay, you can eat my brains.
yeah. Again, just it's just another situation of what do we do with Brenda? Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. She consents. The
Well,
end.
I kind of like it though. I mean, it's so stupid that I don't know something about
That's
it.
what that. But I'm saying, yeah, it's like I think you almost have too many characters because some of them kind of go a little nowhere. But
Yeah.
um, if you had to take out anybody, who would you take out of this movie?
Um.
Like who was the fluff? The
That
sister and the or is it Tom Matthews and Brenda? Is it
I would
I
get the
I get
cable
rid of.
Brenda?
guy. Cable guy.
Okay.
Hmm, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, you maybe don't even need Brenda. Maybe I don't know.
I like Brenda. Come on.
I think she's attractive, but
You got to have a couple women in it.
I mean, I know they make it to the end, but I don't really care for the sister and the driver, Zach Galligan. Maybe you put Tom Matthews more in their role and Brenda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
here's
I
the
think
best zombie.
yeah, it's Ryan Stiles. That is
Yeah,
fucking that is Lewis.
It's Zombie Kramer.
No, it's Ryan Stiles, dude. Look at that fucking chin and that nose, and
It's
come
not.
to the
It's
hospital.
going to the
Yeah,
hospital.
no, that's it,
Over.
but it looks just like him.
Yeah.
Which I always thought Ryan Stiles, if Ed O'Neill wasn't available to be Robert Englund's understudy as Freddy Krueger, Ryan Stiles could have been Freddy, his his understudy.
I love that how that zombie just carrying around jars of brains because he's eating jars of. That's just so funny, dude.
Yeah. Oh shit! We went past the hospital scene where the one gets shot in half. So
Yeah.
that played out entirely differently in the script.
Mm.
So what was supposed to happen was Jesse shoots the zombie. He runs into the adjacent morgue to hide, and then he gets the idea, oh, I'm in a morgue. There's going to be dead bodies in here. And when the zombie comes in, he tries to trick it into eating the cadaver brains, and it almost works, but it doesn't. And right as he's about to get cornered, his sister and the cable guy show up, and then the scene plays out as is. There's more zombies involved, but there's also a bit where the zombie that gets shot in half, when it's going after Jesse, the sister shoves the shotgun into the zombie's chest and then just blast it across the room.
Mm.
Hmm.
So it was a much larger sequence, and they actually built the morgue set. There's some old I shared it to the Discord. There's some old behind the scenes footage, and they show like the morgue set that they built, and they even interviewed the director in there. But for one reason or another, they just truncated the scene and just didn't use the morgue set.
Huh.
I missed it earlier, but Satan was asking Gamer Guy if this is your favorite movie. I know the answer, but go ahead and tell him what your favorite
Um,
movie is.
I mean,
Or
I
mine
could
has changed.
so I would say Return of the Living Dead 2 is underrated in my opinion. Like I said, it's a movie that's grown on me over the years. Because, like I said, when I first saw it, I was just like, eh. But then again, I think I secretly liked it. I wouldn't consider this like a top 10 or even a top 20. I mean, I know the first Return, I definitely put in like my top 10. But it's also a movie that honestly, if I ever need a Return of the Living Dead fix, I just put on part 2 because
Hmm.
it's an easily digestible movie. Part 1 because I've seen it so many times, I have to be in a specific mindset to watch
Yeah, I
it.
get it.
'Cause,
Absolutely.
like, I haven't watched part 1 proper in, like, 3 or 4 years. Just because, again, I watched the movie a gajillion times during college. Because, being a starving college student with not a lot of disposable income, you watch what you have, and, well, I had Return of the Living Dead, and I just watched it ad nauseum.
Well, I think we're a little older than you, and I find that as I get older, if I don't know, it's like Todd. Todd's a best friend, old friend. I feel like I feel like I could go 5 years without seeing Todd, and I'm pretty sure we'd still be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could not watch Rocky 1 for 5 years, and it's gonna feel like I just watched it.
Yeah.
Because it's like time is really different the older
Mhm.
the more it
Mhm.
speeds up, but I I try and make time for new movies, so there's when you say you haven't seen it in, like, a few years, like, dude, I'm thinking, like, that's nothing, man. There's
Yeah.
so many movies that I love that I've not watched in 3 or 4 or 5. The last time I watched Return of the Living Dead, I've not even watched my veteran copy of Return of the Living Dead 3. The last time I
Oh,
watched
wow.
it, the last because when I bought it, we had just done a commentary for it.
That's true.
So I'm like, "Well, I just watched it," and then that came out. And, yeah, I came out, like, right after we did that, and in my head, I feel like I just watched Return of the Living Dead 3, I'm good. But
Yeah.
no, that was how many years ago? 5, 6, that's a
Yeah, it's
long
been a
ass time
while.
ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It just goes by so fast, but it feels fresh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway. Oh, wait, my first zombie movie, Hope says, was Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. I was the
Mm.
biggest chicken as a kid. I'm still a horror noob. I really started getting into horror about 11 to 12 years ago. Well, that's not a noob. That's a long
No.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
good.
mean, I've only been like a horror fan myself for almost like 10 years now.
Yeah, it's not a
'Cause-
noob at all.
Yeah,
Because you have to imagine Todd Todd was like the horror kid in high school, and Todd was the horror kid in college. And, if Todd's 20 years old and he's got 11 or 12 years under his belt, like that was a lot. Like he was like a kid. It didn't matter.
yeah,
Yeah.
Um, but I think what is the first zombie movie I ever saw? I watched a lot of stuff on late night, like creature features and stuff.
yeah,
That's how I used to watch all my stuff. I'd see like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 and Child's Play 2. I used to see all this stuff in like late night weekend movies. But so it's possible I saw zombie related stuff. The first zombie movie, believe it or not, I think I remember seeing was Night 90. Like
Oh,
actually
okay.
sitting and watching.
yeah,
Okay.
Well, yeah, because I was watching that in the early to mid 90s, on like one of the movie channels or whatever,
You didn't see the original? I mean, that original is on everywhere too.
but I don't think I actually was watching it. It was
Oh,
just
okay.
more spoofed than anything. Like I knew about it.
Mhm.
yeah,
Like I think I saw them spoof Night of the Living Dead on Garfield and Friends before I saw Night of the Living Dead. No, legit. It was just one of those things where Garfield falls asleep watching the TV and he's in like, oh, and he starts having because it was just spoofed everywhere.
yeah.
And so yeah, it's one of those
Um,
situations.
my early exposure to horror was through AMC. They used to do Fear Friday back in the
Mhm.
day, where they'd show a bunch of horror movies late at night on Fridays, and that's how I saw a lot of like the Elm Street sequels, Halloween sequels, and of course Return of the Living Dead.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, we grew up with Vision, so we were always watching that growing up. And I remember watching Monster Vision until like 1 o'clock in the morning, and waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do my paper out. So I had to record a lot of them. So I started rewatching them as I'm like folding Sunday papers and stuff like that because I was a paper boy back in the day.
Satan is giving the artist formerly known as Will here credit for not being in your top 20. You know so much about it. Amazing. I don't know. I think that's also because the first one. Would you still consider the first movie your favorite movie, like by
Um,
default, like or
Again, for
have you
the
moved
first
on?
return is top 10. I mean,
Wow.
my favorite movie of all time is Ed Wood, but my favorite
Mm.
horror movie of all time is
Oh,
Return of the Living Dead.
got
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, part of that's going to come from that. I mean, if I called Alien my favorite movie, which I don't know, that's look, I if it wasn't for Alien, I don't know if I would love some of the lesser sequels, but of course I dive into all of it and I know a lot about all that. I don't know. Same thing with Rocky. I know a lot about Rocky 5, not because it's a great movie,
Yeah.
but
Sure.
Yeah.
but no,
Wait,
that's yeah. Go ahead.
you don't love Tommy Gunn?
No, Tommy Gunn loved a little too much. That's what put Tommy Gunn in the grave, dude.
Oh.
Loved I don't know. Yeah, never mind. No, it's just not a very good movie. And we're
Yeah.
going to talk about Rocky, but Rocky 5 is just not very good.
Well, we're at the big finale. We haven't reached the zombies getting electrocuted just yet, but we're getting there.
Satan says the OG Night of Living Dead is overrated. So
No.
that's obviously an opinion. That's fine. I think it's not, just because even if you don't care about the movie or it's dated for your taste, you can't deny what it did at the time.
Yeah.
It deserves all of the recognition it gets
Mhm.
because it was just such a launch pad for so many things, and you literally wouldn't have this movie and a slew of other movies without it.
Yeah.
I totally get if somebody says it's not their cup of tea because it's kind of dated and antiquated, but I could never say it's overrated.
Yeah.
Uh,
I still watch it every Halloween night. So I was thinking about maybe changing it up this year, though. I don't know.
hey, Mutineer watches Return of the Living Dead every Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Mendoza, the original Night of the Living Dead was my first zombie flick. Okay.
Nice.
Hey,
Uh,
Riverman, I got my ticket to see Night 90 at the nearest Alamo. Cool.
Awesome. So yeah, they do have one. I think it might have passed here at my Alamo, but they have a Day of the Dead at the end of the month that I do want to go
Mm.
see, but I
yeah.
don't know if I'm going to be able to. So
Do you guys actually remember your first horror movie you ever saw in general? Maybe Will, since
Uh,
you were kind of a little older, so Will's probably going to remember it a little better. But you probably watched horror before you were into it. Everybody
yeah,
has.
because the only thing I remember is just like seeing the Universal monster movies on Turner Classic Movies.
Mm.
Also the original King Kong, because they showed that a lot on Turner Classic Movies. Um, that's really all I can remember. I don't really consider something like Godzilla a horror movie. That's more science fiction.
Some people do, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, technically, the first film could be classified as horror, but I just always saw it as a science fiction
so what
series.
was your first horror movie that wasn't a black and white movie then?
I don't remember. I think the first, going back to the question of what was the first zombie movie I ever saw, it legit probably was Scooby Doo on Zombie Island.
Oh, so you and Hope got that in
mm,
common. Okay.
Yeah, because you
I
know,
don't even know what that is. I
yeah,
don't.
all I remember is that it's like it's what if Scooby Doo, but they they got past solving mysteries and went their own ways, and then something brings them back together. Which in this case, it's an island off the coast of Louisiana that supposedly is cursed, and then there are zombies running around because of said curse. That's all I really remember. Oh yeah, the other thing is it has this like really neat song called Terror Time Again.
Okay.
Yeah, because they do a bit. So famously in Scooby Doo, they do the bit where they pull the mask off, and it's
Yeah.
oh,
mhm,
Mr. Jenkins.
mhm.
They do this in the movie where they think it's a guy behind the zombie mask, but then Fred just pulls off the zombie's head.
Oh,
Mm.
Yeah, so
So that
they do a little meta end jokes like that throughout the movie.
so this is a later, like, because Scooby Doo had this era where they're coming out always straight to video, like kind of
Yeah,
special movies.
it was part of that era.
Okay. Todd, I know your history with horror, but do you remember the actual first horror movie you ever watched? I know the movies that really got you into
yeah,
it.
I might have gone over it before on some of these streams, but the first was Michael Jackson's Thriller was the first thing I saw. And then the first horror film that I saw was we rented it and scared the shit out of me was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. was the
That was the
first horror,
very first
very
horror movie.
first horror film I've ever saw when I
Mm.
was a
Yeah.
kid.
It's possible that was mine. It all blurs together because I was like 3 years old, and my earliest memories are 3. My earliest solid memories are 4. Like, it's kinda blotchy at 3, and, around that time, I just remember watching Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. I remember seeing Child's Play, 2, maybe, and then, Halloween 2, and then, the It miniseries.
Mm.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I it could have been any one of those was the first because 'cause they're all kinda blurring in that time period. I watched them in the same house. We lived in a broke down trailer park called Green Acres, and,
Nice.
and then just, yeah, and we weren't there that long, so I was just absorbing it all in, like, a 6-month period. And we got some people chiming in on that. David James, sorry, David Jones. David James, from the Monkees fame. Critters was my first. That VHS artwork pulled 8-year-old me in.
Yep.
That was the glory days,
Yeah.
man.
Mhm.
You don't
I
really get that with digital anymore.
I do remember, like, as a kid, waiting in line at Walmart, and then they'd have, like, horror DVDs out on display to buy, and I
Mm.
remember seeing, like, the DVD artwork for stuff like Child's Play and Shocker and Critters and just being, like, as a little kid, really intimidated by what was on the DVD cover.
One of the movies that had, I didn't see these movies when I saw those first batch when I was like 4 years old, but I used to be so attracted to the Hellraiser, for some reason, the Hellraiser 2 cover especially.
Mhm.
Hellraiser 1 and 2 though, man, I wanted to watch. They scared me. The
Mm.
covers scared me, like, what is going on with these
Yeah.
movies? And, I don't remember when I finally because I love Hellraiser is one of my all-time favorites. I think, it might be, after the Rockies and the Alien and all that stuff, I think it is Hellraiser. And, gosh, I don't remember when I saw the first Hellraiser. I was probably a little bit
Oh, is
older.
this the Michael Jackson, coming up right real quick? Sorry.
Ye
Oh, there's
yeah.
li that
Yeah.
come to the hospital getting electrocuted?
Yeah. It's happening. He's gonna show up any second. Which I will give to this, it's daring
This
of a zombie movie to have, like, a mass electrocution scene, which
where's,
you
where's Ernest P. Worrell Electro Man, dude?
I know, right?
Electro Man. Um, uh, Satan, my first horror movie was Demons. That's a cool one to
Wow.
have.
That's a good one.
Where did you see that? Did you catch it on TV or was it like, you know I Demons probably wasn't. I guess they
I
might have been
ran it on
showing that on.
VHS. That's a cool scene. His eye
Man,
pops out.
imagine
Yeah.
being one of those zombie extras just shooting out there in the middle of the night, acting like you're being electrocuted, you know?
Yeah.
Two of the first horror movies I remember seeing since Mutineer around 8 years old. First are The Entity, that one
Oh,
messed him up, and parts of Maniac, which also messed him up.
Wow.
Yeah, Maniac's a fucked up
Yeah.
one to see
yeah.
first.
The
Uh,
Entity. I just watched that not too a couple weeks ago, so that was interesting. Let's just say that.
Here it comes, buddy. Here it fucking comes. He's fighting Clive, dude.
Yeah.
Gamer guy, you missed out on Ma and Pa VHS shops. They would freak you
Yeah,
out.
I grew up during the tail end of the Blockbuster era, so
So you rented it. Were you like so you were like a little kid? Did you grow up it was just different back in the day, man. Like I used to go they didn't card me. They used to let me rent whatever I wanted
Oh
to. I
yeah.
was
Yeah.
I mean 4th grade, dude. What and I've told this in the past, but maybe it's a small town thing, maybe it's just a 90s thing, maybe I don't know what it was attributed to, but I quickly found out that wow, these horror movies have lots of boobs. And so I would just go and try and find the
There he
schlockiest.
is. There he is.
yeah.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Yeah, I could see why I missed that for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
God, that's the diddler, dude?
Yes. It's
God
him.
dang. If only he really got electrocuted that day. A lot of, poor virgin assholes would have been spared, dude.
Yeah.
Wonder if he had had his taste yet by then. Probably not. It's like killing baby Hitler. Would you go back in time and kill, Michael Jackson zombie Brian Peck? He looks like Clive,
He looks
dude. The
like
burnt
Clive.
face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I saying though? But yeah, it's crazy. I used to walk in and I'm like, okay, and I like that's where I saw Haunted Ween, and
Mm.
because I was like, oh, look at this movie. This movie's got to have a lot of jugs, and and I would just rent whatever, and they would just be like, tell your grandma we said hi. I'm like, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And my grandmother, nobody was like vetting what I was bringing home.
No.
They're just like letting me watch whatever in the basement, dude. They're probably thinking, oh, he's not old enough to whack it. So, and I wasn't. But
Yeah.
the blood was pumping down there, and I don't know why. I had little stiffies, like, oh, I like it, and it's so funny because when you're a kid, you can't differentiate. All boobs are the same. Now, when I watch Haunted Ween, I'm like, those are the boobs I was like all over, like this like white trash Kentucky fucking shot on VHS homegrown fucking movie, and they got like the I don't know the sloppiest looking flapjack titties you ever seen.
Hey,
I'm
come
like,
on.
but to me, those were just as good as like what you'd see in a Friday 13th movie, or to me, those were just as good as the hot tub scene in Halloween 2, which as an adult is absolute dog shit. Because the Halloween 2 nurse titties is top tier to this day. We watched on and we did a commentary for it, and I'm looking at that raft of titties. I'm like, oh no, that's that's what fooled me.
You'll take what you can get back then,
Yeah,
man.
back then. Anyway,
Mom,
Okay, you win,
why
number
does my thing
brains.
get funny when I see naked chicks? Ask your dad about it when he gets out of prison.
no, the thing is like, why is my thing? Yeah, my mom doesn't sound like Roseanne, dude.
Oh,
Ask your dad what to get it. No, hey, me and her blame the movie channel and me sneaking up after dark to watch whatever was
yeah.
on.
That
We
was
didn't have, yeah.
that was the same for me with Fear Friday. I have to wait till my mom was asleep and I just turn the TV on, keep the volume nice and low, and just watch a movie.
So when I was consuming all those early horror movies, like Nightmare 4 and Halloween 2, we didn't have cable during those days. So I don't. They had to have had like some kind of a local
Yeah,
network
they
TV.
did.
It would have been like Saturday night, like local, like your Svengoolie type shit. We had our own horror guys or whatever in
Yeah.
Tennessee. Yeah, I used to watch them like I literally remember it's burned in my brain. Creature feature. So they must have called it the creature feature. And yeah, so thank God for we used to have the knob TV, you had pliers on it, dude. We had to
Yep.
turn it with the pliers and the rabbit ears and the whole deal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, his dad rented it. Your dad was cool. Your dad was cool. I always tell this story too. My dad rented Hellbound, thinking we were getting Hellraiser 2. I was so excited. But we popped it in and it was Hellbound starring Chuck Norris. Because
Didn't you
they
say
got
your mom liked it though?
well, he did my dad did. So like, yeah, they just got the tape mixed up in the back, those fucking
Uh,
rejects. And and no, my dad was like, I went to bed. I'm like, I'm not watching this. I was like a little kid, and
Yeah.
my dad the next morning, he was like, "It was pretty good." It's like it wasn't
Yeah.
bad
I
because to
mean,
him it was probably just like, hey, a movie on the movie night's a movie, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
the
Uh,
closest I had to like a mom and pop shop when I was first going to college, I did 2 years at community college, and during those 2 years, there was, like, a local video store that opened up, Jack's Movie Shack, rest in peace, and I just when it opened up, I was like, "Oh my god, it's a video store in 2016," and every weekend, I would always rent a couple of flicks and, watch them over the weekend. And it was like,
cool.
"This is great. This feels like the old days of when my mom would take my sister and I to Blockbuster on weekends." And but then
Did they have a beaded curtain at the movie shack?
no,
those are the
no,
best.
because the story behind it was an old video store. The guy bought it and he, reopened it. He then tried opening up a new location in a different town, and unfortunately that just tanked, and the last I heard, he's a bus driver.
Should have had a beaded curtain. Might
Yeah.
Mm.
have been a different. It's so funny. I never went behind a beaded curtain, but of course I've like kind of like look, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
as
Yep.
I got older, I'm like, I don't want to go in that fucking weird beaded curtain. I don't want to be around the guys that are back there. 'Cause that's like back in the hardcore days where it's like, man, you really earned your
Yeah,
stripes if you wanted
you're
that
tape
porn.
trading. Hey, Johnny, check this one out.
Yeah. Why does it smell like seawater? Don't ask questions. Just watch it. And but yeah, I now obviously stuff is very discreet and whatnot, but
Yeah.
you really had to earn it. But you know what? In Japan, which I've been a couple of times, we just went earlier in the spring. Everywhere, even like a Don Quixote, which is kind of like a Walmart 24/7, everywhere has a beaded aisle, a beaded section, beaded aisle. And there it was just so normal. I'd go back there all the time. You just see guys like looking at fucking just the sleaziest fucking porn. And I'm like, and the next aisle you can buy toothpaste, Colgate or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Yeah.
wild. But there was like, hey, I don't know why this feels less dirty because everybody's doing it here. Just like, yeah, looking at hey, that looks pretty good. Can I see that one? All right. Um, hey, well, so the beavers are pretty big here still, huh? Yeah, they're still big here. Anyway, let's get to these comments and we'll start winding down here. Davy James, Little Me love the VHS covers, The Thing, The Blob, Phantasm. They're all some great stuff there. Yeah, Phantasm had a great cover.
The
It's too bad the
Blob was
movies.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Well, now it's just we're in this. Well, we're going to be entering an AI era of covers, but
Yeah.
at some point we hit this weird Photoshop era where like everything looked like a Marvel movie, dude.
Yeah.
Where like they
Yeah.
have like all their fucking heads and like what I'm saying? Like they just
Yeah.
look like shit. Like they all look like Iron Man. But they're not good. Why is it so hard to just commission a fucking painted art poster anymore? There's artists out there that will do them. And
Well, it's like,
I don't know.
why pay people money when you can just get a computer to do it for you?
Mendoza, I remember going to mom and pop video stores when I was a kid and going through the horror section and seeing the big box cover of Zombie 3. I still have my Zombie DVD box set of Zombie 3, 4, and 5.
There you go.
I don't think I've ever cracked them open. Let's see, Satan. My dad also rented Face. I thought it said Feces of Death.
Ew.
Faces of Death. Face of Death. I couldn't eat meat for about a month. I couldn't eat feces for a month. It grossed me out so bad. Feces of Death. Hope Jordan. I think my first true horror movie was Bride of Chucky. The first one I saw in theaters was Sinister. Sinister is still my favorite horror film. The lawnmower scene gets me every time. I remember Sinister being pretty all right. Sinister 2, not so much. Sinister 2, I believe. I don't think it was the first one. I think it was just Sinister 2. Had the guy that I referenced earlier from Ken Park that kills his grandparents, jacks off on his stomach, and then while his dentures are in his mouth. And he was also in It Chapter 2. Dude, Zach scarred me watching that movie. Fucking scarred me for life. But I missed the big box VHS. Another memory of an early horror around 9 or 10 was Texas Chainsaw, which I watched from under a couch, unbeknownst to the people on the couch. Great. Back in the days where we could fit under a couch. Greatest movie experience ever, dude. I can't imagine squeezing under a bed, dude. Hiding under a bed. If I had to hide under a bed like Kevin McAllister and my life depended on it, dude, I'd be dead, dude. I couldn't. My bubble ass would not fit under a fucking bed, dude. Mutineer, have you watched the Ed Gein story on Netflix? Did they have porn past it? He didn't go to the beaded curtain. No titty flicks. Yep. Scrambled porn. I'm pretty sure you did, dude.
Yeah.
Did you ever like tap on any foots in a restroom in a truck stop? Right? Did you ever do like the foot tap thing? Okay, can I ask a very candid question, Mendoza? Have you ever really, seriously, no trolling, have you ever been to a glory hole? I'm very curious. Not really, but I am for the listeners. And I love that actor. I love Ken Park. Okay. Anyway, I think that's it, man. Well, Will, thank you so much for being on this with me.
Yeah,
Go ahead and
thanks, man.
talk about your channel.
My pleasure.
Will's got a gaming channel, so I don't know how many you guys, but if you guys are into gaming, go to it. Go ahead and pitch your channel.
Yes, Gamer Guy's Reviews. He's a gamer. He's a guy. He's the gamer guy. That's me. Been doing it since 22. Things are going well. Got a new video in the pipeline that'll be out later this month. And please subscribe and support the channel because at the rate that it's growing, I might hit 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year.
Very cool. But first, subscribe to ours. Don't leave
Yes.
here. Like this video, subscribe to
Yes,
ours,
please.
then go over to Will's and do that.
Yes.
And let's talk about really quick what we have coming. So for Halloween, our Halloween episode, we're not recording on Halloween. I don't know when it falls on.
24th,
Wednesday,
Friday.
the 24th. We are, because our normal record day is actual Halloween. So I don't know. That's kind of late. Are we still going to be streaming on Friday?
Halloween night? No, I'm going out with my kids.
But they go out. Okay. So so we're going to be doing the work print of Pet Sematary 2. We're going to dress up. I have to go buy my supplies we're going to dress up in our classic kids costumes. We were talking about our favorite costumes growing up as kids, and we're going to reenact them the best we can. Mine was a DIY 1995, the Riddler Jim Carrey costume.
Yes.
I'm going to do it exactly the way. I'm going to have my mom bedazzle question marks on a black sweatshirt. I'm gonna like spray paint my hair, and I'm not gonna go and buy just say bandana fucking mask like the Riddler really has. I'm gonna do like I did back in the day. We bought a cheap fucking like Walgreens Zorro mask, and then I cut that into like a raccoon strip. We're gonna do it all. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Hell
So,
yeah.
And
but I
I will
think
be
that's
dressed up as
Yo,
the
mama.
Crypt Keeper.
Crypt
Oh.
Keeper from 1993. We'll also be giving away. I have a bunch of these, handful of these Nightmare on Elm Street 7 film collections, codes. So if you
Nice.
want, we'll do something. But if you want one
Name
of
that
those,
Kino. Better watch out.
Hey, you know what? Will, since you've technically been on the show, it's like those like sweepstakes. You cannot be related to anybody, or you're
Yeah.
disqualified.
I
I
mean,
think you're disqualified.
it's fine.
Uh,
It's the same deal at the radio station I work at. It's like if you work here and you got family that participate in our sweepstakes, they can't win the prize.
yeah. But anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you next week. We'll catch you Friday for another rousing round of Fango Friday. Hopefully, we're into the
Fago
80s now.
Friday?
Fago Friday, Fango Friday, Fago Friday. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun, man. Check it out. We've done the first 3 issues so far, and the goal for those is we're going to go through every issue up until they shut down and before they got bought out years later. Because I'm just going to go and say it, that fucking magazine publication is trash. That is dog shit now. God, it's
How?
I
How? Elaborate, please.
Todd's like, hey, this would be great. Maybe they'll share us. I'm like, I don't want these fuckers. Like, I don't want to do anything to do with these guys. They got bought out by someone that doesn't know what they bought. They bought it for a name. It's completely a shell of what it used to be. Look, I don't care about the politics of shit, but it is ran by a bunch of.
Just say it. Say it.
I can't. No, I can't. Let's just
Nah.
say it's not.
Just say pansies.
Bleep that out, Todd. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just not. It's just a bunch of people. I don't know. Todd, you tell. You get better. I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
No. It's I don't know, kind of a different crowd. Let's just say that. So
It's putting it nicely. And I don't know. You look at the people, the editors, the people hosting stuff, doing interviews, and I'm like, I'm not saying they're not into it. I can't pretend to say that they don't like or know what they're doing, but it appears that way. It appears like they're not very genuine, and it appears like guys like Todd should be behind those mics. People like maybe Gamer Guy, people like me. It just doesn't feel legit to what the publication used to be.
Yeah.
It feels like it went defunct. Somebody 10 years later decided to buy it, see if they could like Return of the Living Dead. Let's see if we could squeeze a little money out of this name.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And I don't think anybody's reading it anymore. And
I mean,
it does their socials are
I'm not, because the subscription prices are just insane.
$20 an issue now.
they
Yeah.
have to make their margins. No one's
Yeah.
buying it. And maybe the quality is still there as far as like the actual print and what they're doing. I don't know. I saw that special issue with George Romero's fucking daughter, Big Bird on the cover. I'm like, this is not the glory days.
No.
So anyway, we're going to be doing every issue up to that point when they close the doors, and who knows. But that's it, guys. Later.